Hi everyone, my name is Kumomweleti, but everyone knows me as Kenny. So welcome to my world. Before I start with anything, if you're new, this is just something that I'm trying that's new. So I hope everyone enjoys the video. And yeah, let's get to it. So today I'll be doing beef, pap, and gravy, which is so simple, And if you're a man and you think that cooking is only for women, you already got it wrong. You already got it wrong. It can't be only for women because, hear me out. You can't depend on your mom all the whole time or your wife the whole time if you're married. You can't depend on them all the time. What if they're not feeling well? Are you gonna cook noodles your entire life? So you have to learn how to cook. So yeah, let's get into it. I love cooking. It's very therapeutic for me. So let's get into it. Step one, obviously, is obviously washing your hands. You have to wash your hands. You make sure like your hands are clean and everything before touching anything, before touching food, before touching, anything. Just make sure, because I'm just back from the gym and I've been carrying weights and everything, dabbing up everyone. So my hands have to be clean before I actually start with cooking and everything. And I hope you hear me because the headsets, they have a problem, and I bought a mic and it just sounds like a Nigerian movie, so I'm kidding, but yeah, it's not audible, so I'm gonna just use my phone, and I hope you learned something from this video, So yeah, you start off by cleaning your hands, and let's get to it, And then you take your pot and yeah, fill some water in it, I like, some people use boiled water so that, already they have the pop ready, in a few. But I'm just gonna wait on, for it to boil and everything. So, take some salt, I don't know why I kept on asking my mom, why do you have to add salt? But yeah, you turn on the stove and then you make some salt, yeah. And then you take your essential tools, These are the tools that you have to use for making pop, I guess. So yeah, let's get to it. Let me just rinse them first and then I'll be back. Okay, now rinsed up and everything, so let's just mix and mix and mix and mix and mix and mix. Make sure that the salt dissolves and everything. Then you take your maize meal, While I'm at it, waiting for my water to boil, I'd just like to speak about something, forgiveness. As a Christian, forgiveness is not an option. You have to forgive them no matter how bad they did you. You have to forgive them and show it, love them even though they hate you. And it's not only one-sided. If you did someone wrong, ask for them to forgive you, because you can't expect God to forgive you for the things you did, but you can't forgive someone for, doing something wrong to you. So you have to let that go and forgive them. You know, it's life, it happens. Yeah, but I think you get the point of this topic, you know, forgiveness. And, you know, what I think is that, you know, you don't need to reconcile to forgive someone. You know, forgive them from your heart. You know, just don't have anything against them. And then everything will be good, you know. Your life will start to open up, you know, everything will become cool and everything. So yeah, while I wait for the thingy, I think let's just marinate some meat, you know. So what we're doing is flat rib beef, you know. So yeah, I like chuck and I like beef actually. Not that kind of beef of beefing with people, but this beef. So yeah, let's season it, you know, while the water is still boiling. So you start off by getting a tray. Here are my ingredients: crushed chili, 6 gun, some salt, and like Robertson's steak and chops. And then I take my meat, put on the tray. So what I like about cooking, you know, it's, you know, the effort you take for making your food. Actually, let me start with this guy. The effort you take when making your food, you know, for me it didn't make sense that, you know, you can take like 2 hours to make food, but you just finish it in 30 minutes, you know. But, you know, I just learned that, you know, the patience of making something delicious, you know, it's wonderful. It's just so amazing, you know. Now let's go back to the pop. Okay, so I'm gonna add some hot and spicy barbecue to my meat, to my marinade, you know, let it marinate in the fridge. And then, yeah, getting to the pop, it's boiling up now. So the water is all boiled up now. I can see bubbles. I can see bubbles. Yeah, so I'm gonna add my maize meal. I don't know if it's maize or maize meal, but in my language, baraki whoopie. So yeah, add that. And while you add, you use this masterpiece. You use this tool. You know, make sure that you. If it starts misbehaving, you know, it just shows that quickly, you know. Yeah, but I haven't added enough mace meal, so let me just do that, you know. So, the thing about cooking, when I tell people that I like cooking, especially guys, they be like, "Hey, man, cooking is for women." But that's not the thing, you know. You can't expect a woman in your life to always cook. While you can't cook, you can't even do anything. You burn eggs. It doesn't make sense, you know. It doesn't make sense. You have to learn how to cook, especially your favorite meal, you know, so that you don't depend on anyone to make it for you. Because you can't depend on your mom to cook for you all the time. You can't depend on your wife or your girlfriend. You know what they always say is that, you know, no, you know, my wife will do it for me, you know. But what if your wife is sick? What if your wife doesn't feel like cooking that day? Are you always gonna order junk food? Are you always gonna order takeaways? So you gotta learn how to cook. You know, it shouldn't be a chore actually. You gotta, you know, I think you get the concept. As a guy, learn how to cook, and it's super romantic to women. But I'm not doing it for anyone. I'm doing it for myself. I find it therapeutic because I liked cooking with my mom when I was young. So I think that's why I like cooking. But yeah, enjoy cooking. Taking the time to make the food that you're gonna eat in 2 minutes. Yeah. So mix well that pot. Make sure there's no lumps in there. As you can see. Let me just stop talking too much. Let me just come on move. What an intense exercise. But yeah, let's just let that sit for some time. I think I did pretty well. Then you let it sit, but reduce the heat, so that it doesn't burn the pot, or it doesn't burn the underneath, and then it smells like coffee. Yeah, it smells like coffee, and then you end up removing it from the heat, and then your pap is not fully cooked. So I'm going to try using my new microphone, and it sounds like a phone call, but please bear with me. I don't know if this is audible without anything, so just bear with me, guys. Just bear with me. While we wait for the pop, while we season the meat, let's grate some tomatoes, and then cut some onions for the gravy. So here's the mic that I bought. I don't know if you guys see it. It's a K9 wireless microphone, and yeah, I bought it off Take a Lot. Here's the thingy. So yeah, I bought this mic because I wanted to invest more in my craft. So I settled for something cheap and expected it to be quality. So hey, that's really. But let's just use it. Just hope you guys bear with me while I use it. Because I have to appreciate that I bought it. I can't be buying something and not actually using it. So please bear with me, guys. Bear with me. Let me just add it to my. Let me just install it now. So this is how it sounds. Not sure if you guys can hear me, but yeah, this is how it sounds. But guys, please bear with me. I'm still saving up for a high quality mic, and I think I'm gonna do that. So let's now make some gravy, and then we can get to eating, but not now. So yeah, my tomatoes. Make sure they are clean. So unfortunately, the part when I was grating my tomatoes, it is cut out due to my storage. My storage is now giving me problems. You see now, iPhone problems now. Now I have to pay for space. You know, people who don't like me, who like to watch me, are like, no, you can't vlog this now. Ayikho na hali.
Awukho na hali shem.
I could have. That's what they say. That's what they literally say. But let's leave it behind. So I still don't know how to chop onions, but let's just make slices. Uh, I don't know if gravy is for diced or, but let's just chop everything. Don't forget to wash your hands. And I don't think onions make me cry anymore. I don't know why. But I don't cry from cutting onions anymore. Maybe I'm used to it or something. But yeah, I don't cry anymore. I'm not sure if that's enough. Let me just slice a few. And then this one I'll use it for something else. Maybe, I'm not sure, but I'll use it for something else. For now, let's start with the gravy. You take your pan. I like to boil the onions because, having a gravy and then it tastes like it's, I don't know, it's a bit weird. Yeah, then you add a little bit of water to your pan. Let's just check the pop quickly and see how it goes. Life is hard, like pop. Learn to be strong and soften it up. I don't know, that's what my friend says. That's what he said today when I told him that I'm gonna be making a cooking video while I talk. So yeah, life is like pop. Yeah, so I think my pop is okay. So while your water for the gravy boils, if you want to see that your pop is fine, you have to see the sides. It has to. I think you guys know what I'm talking about. So let's move on now. You take your onions, put them in there. So I still don't know what this is called, but that's what I'm gonna use. Make sure that your onions are well stirred and everything. Make sure that they are. Wow, time flies. But yeah, let's do this. Let me just check again, cause I have trust issues now. Hey, imagine talking something while saying something while the video is not actually recording. I'm gonna use paprika, salt, and I don't know what else. But yeah, those are ingredients I like to use when I cook. I'm not sure if I'm actually recording the grip. Okay, now I think the angle is fine. Let's just stir. Make sure that it's I don't know, it's cooked, half cooked. Yeah, make sure that it's all cooked and everything. Yeah, make sure that it's all cooked and everything. So Now let's work on the meat. Okay, so I added my tomatoes. Let me just close here. Sorry. I added my tomatoes. Hey, I'm trusting the process at this point. I'm just kidding. I know what I'm doing. I love doing this, so it should be easy for me, you know. It's just hard because it's my first time vlogging while I cook, but it's quite easy for me. So I usually see my little sister adding sugar to it. So let me just do that quickly. You know, I hope it's not too much and it balances out everything. No, 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 no. I feel like I added too much. But yeah, so people think I'm too serious on my videos, you know, because I talk about life and everything. But it's a serious topic, you know. But I'm actually a goofy person, you know. I think I should make a video about get to know me so that you guys can know me better because yeah, let's just wait for that to cook. So this angle was really difficult to shoot from, but I hope you guys can see everything clearly. Let's just preheat this, you know. I didn't use an actual braai stand because it takes time to I should have done it before, but I didn't think about it. And yeah, I don't want to go outside to film my video, so I hope you guys enjoy. I hope you guys are enjoying the video. Um, if you got this far, um, I really appreciate your time, taking your time looking at my video. You know, there's a lot I want to say, but thank you so much for the support that you're showing me. You know, viewing my videos, really means a lot to me. You know, and it's not about the views. It's not about, you know, it's about you seeing the change in me, you know, seeing me do great things now. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah. So let's just wait for this to be read. While I do that, let me just mix my gravy. Let me just use my hands. Hey, don't forget you to wash your hands. I think it's much better if I use my hands, hey, cause okay, so it doesn't fit. It doesn't all fit, but it will shrink and all the meat will soon fit on the stand. So let me just be patient with it, you know. Um, yeah. Or I think I'll give this piece to my dog. I hope my mom doesn't see this. As you can see, the gravy's all nice and all. I know it doesn't look promising, but trust me, it's so delicious. The pop is fully cooked. I don't want to bring it close so that it blurs out my camera. But yeah, this is what I was talking about when I said your pop should look like that, and then you'll know that it's processed, it's cooked. So let me just put it into a tray and then, you know, make some pieces. Yeah. So let me just do that quickly and then I'll be back. Okay, so let's now do the pop. You know, put it into pieces. And you use this. I don't know what it's called, but in my language, bring. They call it a bring. Yeah. So You take your pap. You take your pap and you just. That's so small. I feel like you get what I'm doing. That's too big. That's too big. Okay, I actually don't know how to do this part. You know, I always wait for my mom to do it for me, but let's just do it today, you know. And don't forget to wash your hands while doing everything here. I feel like my phone is now blaring up from the steam that's coming from the pub, so please bear with me, guys. Let me just take the plate. Yeah. And then you just put water onto this and then let it settle. Everything is all good. Let me just dish up. And the meat is done now. The meat is done, and I believe that it's fully cooked. Everything seems nice now. So I believe it has come to an end of my first ever cooking video. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video because I really enjoyed cooking and yapping. So if you enjoyed, just like, share, subscribe, and keep on doing what you do best, being yourself. And don't forget to not care about what anyone says about you. Their opinions should never weigh you or anything like that. So I'll see you on the next episode, which is gonna speak about things that I usually speak about. Today I just wanted to try something out new. And if you have any suggestion of what I should cook next, just comment down below. Feel free to comment down. Feel free to comment anything. Except something negative. Why should we say something negative about what I just did? Doesn't make sense. But I hope everyone enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.